The weight plus 9 pounds for Andy Ruiz. Ruiz is a little bit older. Joe has a little bit longer reach by 2 inches. They're both coming off wins. Here's Lieutenant Dan Hennessey, our ring announcer.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. This bout is scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds of professional heavyweight world championship boxing. It is for the WBO heavyweight championship of the world. It is sponsored by Burger King. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring with black, green, white, and red trunks. He weighed in at 116 kgs even, which is 255.75 pounds. He hails from Imperial, California, USA, now resides in Mexicali, Baja, California, Mexico. He is the former WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the current NABF Heavyweight Champion. He is ranked number 3 by the WBO, 5th by the IBF, and 6th by the WBC in the world. He is trained by world-renowned boxing coach and trainer Abel Sanchez. He is an undefeated professional fighter with 29 professional fights, 29 wins, 19 by way of KO. Introducing Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner enters the ring wearing black trunks with silver trim. He weighed in 111.9 kgs, which is 241.75 pounds. He hails from South Auckland, New Zealand, representing the beautiful country of Samoa. He is a WBO Oriental Heavyweight Champion. He's the IBF Mandatory Challenger. He is also ranked number 1 in the world by the WBO. He is trained by world-renowned boxing trainer and coach Kevin Barry. He is an undefeated professional fighter with 21 professional fights, 21 wins, 18 big wins coming by way of KO. Introducing Lupe-Stoliai La'auli Ole Maliatoa, Joseph Parker. Fighters to the center ring, please, for referee Tony Weeks' instructions.
Tony Weeks, the best possible referee you could have for this fight. Tony can handle heavyweights. He's a weightlifter himself.
Okay, the trunk's a little high right here. Right here is okay, anything that's low. Right here is okay, anything that's low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Tony's in a ton of heavyweight fights, including the Klitschko fights. 10-point must score, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. If I cannot be saved with the bell in any round, only the referee can stop the fight in case of an accidental foul. We go to the scorecards after the 4th round. A quick comment, Mike.
Yeah, just the intensity, all the smiles and joviality is over. Those boys did not break eye contact in that center ring.
Here we go. Now the object now is for Joe to try and establish that jab, because Andy will be coming at him all the time. Abel Sanchez gave me the fight plan. He said, I'm coming right at him all the time. I'll pressure Joe Parker all the time. And Andy opens up. He goes to the body downstairs, gave him the left hook that whistles past the ear of Joseph Parker. So Joseph hasn't held him off with the jab. Here's Joseph go to the jab early now. Andy gets in on him and clips him.
And he's just getting nice and close. He's moving his head off the center line, jabbing to the body. He's obviously got a plan of going with the right hand as well. And we know he has a good overhand right.
One thing that Kevin Barry likes to do is to make his fighter, make the opponent feel some power in the early going. Joe backed off a little bit that time, made him miss. He wants to try to nail him as a body shot, a good one upstairs with the left hand. Joe swings past the body downstairs.
They're trying to walk him to the ropes. Andy Ruiz, nice and compact, gloves up high. Very much a chess match early on. Parker, when he's got his back against the ropes, needs to be tight. That's where he has been hit from time to time, and Ruiz will know that. He'll slide to the right and look for that right hand there.
Now Ruiz caught him with the right hand. There's the jab of Joseph. That's his idea, to get him off, but he wants to make him feel some power. This is a close first round. We're halfway through the first round.
Getting a call from Abel Sanchez. He's calling, make him react, make him react. He wants him to buy into his body movement.
We get kind of a bird's eye view because Abel's sitting right next to me, so we'll hear everything that he wants his fighter to do, and I'll translate that off to you. Here's Andy on the assault again. Joseph ties him up and walks him back. Tony lets them go.
He gave him a good time to break up, and then Parker forced him to come in. Parker needs to get himself off the ropes. It's not where he wants to be.
No, it isn't, and Andy makes him pay. Andy may be winning this first round because Joseph hasn't landed anything, and Andy's landed a couple of right hands.
Yeah, he's getting close with that right hand.
Abel Sanchez likes all of his fighters, whether it's Golovkin, Dimitrenko, any of his guys. He wants them to force the fight.
Well, at the moment, Andy Ruiz is dominating center ring, and he's landing with that left hook as well. So he's not just throwing single shots. He's making Parker pull back. There's the first combination in anger.
Yeah, that's the first time that Joe got off anything, but Andy's still beating to the punch at this stage in round number 1. Joe unleashes the right hand, didn't catch him with that right hand. There's a nice stiff jab. A little bit of puffiness by the left hand. That was the clapper that Andy heard. He thought was the bell ending the round. Does the bell ends around. The round goes to Ruiz.
Yep, pretty clearly Ruiz. He landed a couple of right hands. He dictated the pace of the fight. He backed Parker up to the ropes, and he looked for him sliding, being a little bit upright. Abel Sanchez will be pretty happy with that so early.
Yeah, he will be, that's for sure. There's Andy Ruiz with Abel.
You can see everything he's doing, right? Okay.
Across the way, Kevin Barry talking to his chair.
I need you to reset under an open there for us. Whether it's a hot pass or a 1-2, the under an open there, but you've got to set it up. Okay?
Very calm, but that's the type of customer Joseph Parker is.
And he's selection with that left hook. Stay down.
Kevin Barry with the instructions. Tail Barry to the right and to the left. That's Brian Barry. John Parker is also in the corner. Sorry.
Very much a family affair, but you've got to say I saw the smile on Abel Sanchez's face. I think he thinks his man is keyed in and dialed in early.
But round number 1 goes to Andy Ruiz. So here we go with round number 2. Joe has got to establish that, and he doesn't want to get his back up to the rope. This is exactly where Ruiz wants Parker. Ruiz clips him again with a right hand. So Joseph has been hit more in the first part of this fight than he has in any of his other fights, proving how tough Andy Ruiz is for Joseph Parker. Joseph hasn't landed anything big. A decent body shot, but nothing really powerful downstairs for Joe.
Ruiz is being patient too. He's not throwing caution to the wind. He's veering up that right hand, and he's moving his head off the center line when he goes to the body. Parker just needs to be cautious about drifting back in a straight line himself. He needs to take angles and slide.
Don't be surprised by the body style. If you're looking at the body styles, Joe's got one body style, very athletic looking. Andy doesn't have an athletic looking body, but believe you me, he's an athlete, and he's in the best physical shape of his life. There's one downstairs for Joseph.
I'd like to see him set that up a little bit better. It was more of a slapping shot, high risk, just going and leading with the body shot.
With a minute gone, Ruiz out in front in this round, and now Joe is starting to pick it up a little bit. Nobody's been shaken. Ruiz has got a bruise below the left eye, and Joe's got a little bruise below his left eye.
Well, they're both touching each other up. This is a better round for Parker. He's just veering up a little more.
He's not catching him, and Andy, when he goes downstairs, is catching Joseph, and he's touching him upstairs. Joseph's, you know, using that jab as a parring and positioning position to let go with the right hand, and he hasn't been landing it. There's a couple of body shots. They'd like to try and soften up the body, but Andy's super tough. Joe finally caught him with a left hook.
Parker's finding his range a little better. There's a cuffing overhand right, but Ruiz is very patient. He does have good eyes. He's not expending too much energy too early. Parker, he's got to watch when he drifts against the ropes here.
And Andy Ruiz is a much better athlete, folks, than what he appears to be. And he's in the best shape of his life. He trained up at altitude. It's humid here. Joe's got a big sweat build up, and Andy comes in and puts pressure on Joseph Parker. Joseph finally cracks him, but Andy hit him twice.
Well, he rolled with those shots, but they were pretty clean. Parker again, he's just leaning onto those shots.
Well, there it is. It opens up in a war. Joe got clipped again. Andy actually buckled the legs of Joe Parker here.
Not good signs from Joseph Parker. He's been backed up to the ropes and the chin is up way too high. Andy Ruiz certainly looking sharp early on in this fight.
For you in Mexico, you got to love it. Anybody in Latin America, because Andy Ruiz is winning round number 2 as well. With 10 seconds to go here, Joe hasn't opened up looking great. At some stage, they both need to put their ears back and let it fly. Parker's down by 2 points.
Ruiz is walking into the ropes. When he gets him there, he's exploding. He's setting him up for that right hand. He's not just throwing the right hand that Carlos Takam through. He's following it up with a left hook. So Ruiz's hand speed is working for him. Parker looked like he was doing good work early. He found his range through the first 2 minutes of the fight, but then he rolled with a couple of shots. Ruiz caught him with a couple just after that. The overhand right left hook. Parker landed a right hand of his own, but it's Ruiz who's landed the cleaner shots throughout. Joseph Parker needs to buckle up the ship on defense a little and start to back Andy Ruiz up. At the moment, Andy Ruiz Jr. is dictating the pace of the fight.
Andy Ruiz has won the first 2 rounds of this fight, and there's a look of concern in the face of Joseph Parker, because to this point things haven't worked well for him. He's got to establish that jab, but he can't paw. He's got to get a piece of Andy with that jab. And here, Abel Sanchez next to me, the trainer of Andy Ruiz, saying, don't wait. And that's the key, because he's been getting off first and making Joseph try to counterpunch. And Andy has just enough head movement to make Joe miss when he's throwing his hooks. Joe hasn't landed one really big right hand. He got a piece of a right hand, but
he's pouring with the jab at this point as well. He's not touching him. There's the overhand right from Andy Ruiz, just fell short. It's that jab to the body. He's leveraging that, and that's going to set up the overhand right coming a little later.
That's not the jab that Larry Holmes taught him to throw. He's pouring with it. He's trying to line up his right hand to catch him. He goes downstairs. Joe having a little bit better round here in round 3 than he had the first 2.
And Ruiz is digging that jab right into the breadbasket, the sternum of Joseph Parker to take the wind out of him. And again, he finds himself back on the ropes.
This isn't where he wants to be. He needs to slide down.
Parker landed a little left hook on the inside there.
But Andy landed one as well. Well, Andy needs the pressure. Instead, he waits, and Joe comes at him. Anytime Joseph Parker does anything, as you'd expect, the crowd goes nuts. But really, he hasn't landed anything real definitive yet. Nobody's been down. Nobody's been shaken. The heavier 2 blows in the fight have been landed by Andy Ruiz, and Ruiz is 2 points out in front in this fight right now, halfway through round number 3.
He's got a real sledgehammer on that jab to the body. Parker landing and doubling up. But again, he's just pausing a little bit too long there. He's allowing Andy Ruiz to get off first and set.
Now, that's the one thing that Abel Sanchez keeps saying. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't let him get off first. And when he doesn't wait, he's very effective on Joe, because Joe right now, the jab is not, he's positioning with the jab instead of using it. There he uses it as a sledgehammer, but Andy Ruiz made him pay counterpunching him.
Well, he just rolled with that shot and came in with the overhand right. He didn't land cleanly, Ruiz, but you can see he's confident he's got Parker's rhythm at this point.
Now, he has. Joe hasn't caught him with anything flush yet. Downstairs he goes with the body. He's been slapping downstairs with the body a lot, but he hasn't caught Andy upstairs. There's Ruiz getting up first to the body of Joseph. Joseph can't let him pour in like this. Joseph goes back to the strong piston-like jab this time now, and that's what he needs to do. Well, 22 seconds to go. This is a very, very close round.
The round's still very much in the bag. It's good work from Parker, and he needs to do a lot more of that. You can't let Ruiz just wander forward like that. Good timing from Ruiz. He just pulled back and counterpunched, taking on the gloves, but it looks good for the judges.
I got to tell you, I think Ruiz won the 3rd round as well.
Well, very close round. I'm not sure which way the judges will go, but I'm going to edge it Ruiz's way.
That's one, Mike, you're right. It could go either way. But I thought Ruiz landed more effective blows during the course of that round than what Joe did. And Joe landed a few, or a couple anyway. We're going to the 4th round, and this is a situation that Joseph Parker's never seen himself in.
You know what? It's physically a fight that he hasn't been able to physically dominate. He hasn't got onto his rhythm early. Now he has to adapt and go to a plan B. Kevin Barry will be searching for that right now.
Seems okay. He's so relaxed. But that's Joe Parker. He's a very relaxed guy.
Round 4.
So here we go to the 4th round. The Colonel Bob Cerdan here, along with Mike Ingo, with the victory in Auckland, New Zealand. This is the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World. Andy Ruiz unofficially out in front by 3 rounds. Joseph Parker's jab has not been the piston jab that he needs to set up his right hand. And Andy's been able to come through it. Neither fighter has been down. If anyone was
Ruiz is just getting him to react to that jab to the body. He's pulling the right hand down, opening him up for perhaps the overhand right or the left hook. Parker answering back. He's just starting to touch him a little more. For the most part, Ruiz is picking them off, though.
Now he is. He slaps him away. Joseph with that left hand down. And now watch Ruiz try to take advantage of that. He'll touch him to the body and then come upstairs. That's what he's working on. He's touching him to the body. He realized Joseph brings that left hand down. He wants to try to crack him with the right hand upstairs.
You just see him positioning himself for the left hook there. Parker misses with the right hand over the top.
I haven't seen Joseph miss as much or be as, I don't want to say lazy now, because that was good work with the left hand there. There's a nice stiff left hand, nice jab by Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, he's throwing it nicely up. He throws it thumb up, and it's a very quick jab. Doesn't corkscrew it. Goes downstairs with the right to the body. Good technical fight here from Andy Ruiz. Chess match with pain, and that's what boxing is.
Well, if the fight plan for Joseph is to, try to drag him into deep water and then hope that Andy runs out of gas, but you can't give away too many rounds.
Well, the other thing is Andy's not expending too much gas at this point. He's being very measured in what he's doing. I'd like to see Parker drop his right hand to the chest rather than going head hunting.
Joe again continues to paw with that left jab, but where's the right hand behind it? Touches him up for it.
And this is what they've worked on here as he's coming into the ropes there. They're trying to get Parker to drift short.
See how quick Tony Weeks is right on it. As soon as something happens that needs to be straightened out, he's right on top of it. Ruiz went for that left.
Stop, I got you. Okay, stop. One more.
End of round 4.
Now we're going to have to start playing the game of points, okay? We need to score more points every round.
got you. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. I got you. Stop, stop, stop. Let him go. Stop, stop. Here we go. Here we go.
End of round 5.
We need to start banking those rounds, Joe. Where your pocket
End up and counter that, right? Okay. Take it away from him. A little bit. Very good round, except that you're allowing him to work it out.
really good round. He's trying to slow it down.
Seconds out for round 6. Round 6.
Pull it out there, pull it out there. Think with it. Think with it, Joe.
Hold a hand out. Stop, stop. I got you. Let him up. Let him go. Stop, stop.
End of round 6.
Keep turning him, keep sneaking with your jabs, sticking in his face. Okay, feel it.
Keep in because he's dancing a little bit and kind of caught you off guard, okay? We have to be ready.
Second time for round 7. Round 7.
No, stop. Watch it.
It's got to be pressure. When you get in an exchange, it's in here, not up on top. It'll land and he's got to come down.
Go!
we win the belt. Okay? Box. Beautiful shots to the body. Okay? After you go to the body, mate, I don't care about that overhead right in your wrist. You keep trying it. It's there for us. That shot's there. Keep feeding that jab.
Step up to him and using your hand.
Tienes que tirar atrás de él, a los pies, no vamos a tumbarlo, la verga.
I want to see the right hand turn the wrist a little bit more.
Seconds out for round 10. Round 10.
Stop. Let him up. Let him go. Let him go.
comes the bell to end the 10th round. That's too close to call.
That's an extremely hard round to score.
Really hard.
Parker doing good work with the jab. He landed clean right hands to the head. Ruiz, good work to the body, and he was the forward-moving fighter, the aggressive fighter. I'm going to sit on the fence on that one, but professional judges won't, will they, corner, Colonel?
But again, these are three unknown judges to me. I've got Parker up front by 1 point.
Well, a knockdown in this final round would turn the tail of the fight.
Oh, it would be it, and both guys need it. I expect this to be already. It's been the best. That's Andy Ruiz's mother, and she has a little concern on her face because this is too close to call.
Well, there were plenty of predictions, and most of them didn't include getting into the 12th round.
It's down to who wants it the most. What country wants it the most? How much gas do they have left? This is it. This is what champions are made of. This is what history is made of.
Parker cannot afford to wait here.
No, he can't. Neither can Ruiz. And Ruiz is not waiting. He's going right after him. Joe Paul's with the left hand. Touches him up pretty good. Ties him up. Tony separates the two.
Great job by Tony Weeks. He really hasn't allowed any shenanigans whatsoever. Parker needs to be cautious with that right hand because Ruiz is now starting to look for it.
Tony Weeks, sensational referee, and then a typical job. They both need this round, and I'll tell you this, Joe had better pick it up because Andy looks more aggressive right now.
He hasn't landed much clean. He's moving forward as he has throughout.
He trades. They're both in fine shape. The pace has been pretty good for a heavyweight championship fight. In fact, it's been terrific. Right hand lead. Joe comes to the body. Andy comes back and clips Joe with the left ear.
Parker really hurt him with that body shot, but Ruiz is some kind of tough.
Oh, is he tough?
Another sledgehammer jam that Ruiz walks into. I think Parker, if he can find an extra gear, Ruiz is very tired.
They're both a little on the fatigue side. Joe has got to land something really heavy if he's going to try and drop this guy. Andy reaching now. There's almost an impatience for Andy Ruiz right now. And to settle down, Joe goes to the left hand, back upstairs to the right. but counted again. Every time Joseph Parker lands a shot on the head and body of Andy Ruiz, Andy counters him.
Andy landed that beautiful left hook there. Halfway through the final round.
A minute and 30 seconds to history now. Minute 16, 15. Who wants it the most? A minute to history. This is unbelievable. Already the best heavyweight championship fight I've seen in maybe a decade. Can't think of a better one. This is something else.
Parker backing out, Ruiz moving forward. 56 seconds to go in the round.
Hey, is a draw out of the question for this thing? Who knows?
Very close at this point.
Look at this.
Parker making him miss, but he needs to make him pay for making him miss.
40
Needs to land
seconds.
something clean.
40 seconds of history. 35 seconds now. Joe loads up the right hand. Ruiz keeps coming forward. They both want to get off one hellacious shot at the end of this fight. Andy's got him positioned. Joe comes back with the right hand.
Parker's getting in position to throw that left rip to the body, but he's not letting it go. 15 seconds.
Last 15 seconds of the fight now. If anybody lands something big, Joe lands a big shot. With less than 10 seconds to go, Andy comes forward. You're watching history, folks. Who's going to be the heavyweight champion of the world? On my score sheet, I get Joe slightly out in front. But this can go anyway.
On my score sheet with a drawn round, I have it even Stevens. Couple of swing rounds, the 11th, the 8th, and number 3. A very technical fight between two very durable fighters.
I scored at 116-114 for Joseph Parker. But I'll tell you this. However this is scored, I couldn't argue unless it's lopsided one way or the other. This is a very close fight, and a draw is not beyond comprehension. Are we going to see history? Is it going to Mexico? Or is it going to be right here in New Zealand? Whoever wins this will become a multi-millionaire. If it's a draw, they'll do it again.
Everyone must be sitting on the edge of their seats. The hometown crowd here. I tell you what, whatever the outcome, there will be controversy. Both corners were able to implement their game plan at times. Ruiz with the infighting, with the right hands and the sledgehammer jabs to the body. Parker with his jab and his right hand. Extremely close fight.
We'll see how it goes. Kevin Barry feels like he's won it. Abel Sanchez feels like he's won it, and I can understand both men's position. Again, I got Joe Parker out in front by 2. Mike has it dead even. And don't forget, I had 2 rounds that were just too close to call. So if that's the case, I got it a draw. David Higgins, one of the Duco guys. Great job, but I have a chance. Dean Lonigan, David Higgins, matchmaker Stuart Duncan, CEO Martin Snedden. Terrific job. Boy, this has been something else.
And, well, I really don't know how to call it because these rounds are so close. It depends on the angle that the judge is watching it from. It depends on what they like. Do they like the jab work? Do they like the footwork? Do they favor the aggression of Andy Ruiz coming forward? Do they consider that effective aggression?
Very tough fight. You know, I was in the airport with Abel Sanchez flying over here, and Abel said, we go down 2 rounds to start this fight. Okay, let's go up and get the official scoring. Can you wait? Here comes Lieutenant Dan Hennessey with the official score.
Fighters to the center ring, please.
Listen, you can hear a pin drop in here now, except for the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a round of applause for these 2 fighters? After 12 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Lagumbay scores the bout 114-114 draw. Judge Cerdan and Judge Barrabas call this fight 115-113 for your winner by majority decision and new WBO heavyweight champion of the world, fighting out of the blue corner,
Well, it came down to the way we had it. Joseph Barker has made history. Do you believe it? You're watching history. Joseph Parker becomes the first New Zealand-born heavyweight champion of the world. How about that? You're witnessing history. It was that close. And in the final analysis, Mike, we had it right on the button. One judge had it the way you had it. Two judges had it the way I had it. Wow.
So close. And Andy Ruiz will be desperately disappointed. I don't think it's a bad decision. We know that the controversy will naturally come at this time after these close fights. But
okay, let's go up to Monty B. That he's got Ruiz with him.
Talking now with Andy Ruiz. Andy, tonight was about history. Two young bulls undefeated, going to be the first world champion in the heavyweight division for both Mexico, New Zealand and Samoa. Mate, that was so close. He spent 6.5 weeks in camp with the legend Abel Sanchez. I'm glad from a New Zealand point of view that it wasn't a day more.
Yeah, you know, we trained really hard for this fight, but I think I got the win, or at least that was a draw, but you know, I came over here to fight in his hometown, and what can I say? We both did a good job, we both fought, and congratulations, Joseph Parker.
Colonel Bob Sheridan said it's one of the best heavyweight fights he's seen in a decade. Abel Sanchez said that there was going to be a fight where you're not going to see holding. That didn't happen. Tony Weeks didn't let that happen, and you guys didn't let that happen. It was a great spectacle.
Yeah, you know, it was a really good fight. I think I had the pace by throwing the jab in the body, in the face, but you know, the judges score what they want to judge, you know, but, you know, we both did a great job, and I'm glad to be here in New Zealand, and, you know, I appreciate every one of you guys, and hopefully I come back, and maybe we'll get the rematch.
Andy Ruiz!
All right, now, across the way to Joseph Parker, the new WBO heavyweight champion of the world. Go ahead, Monty.
Joseph Parker, in the Marston College yearbook, you said that one day you wanted to be heavyweight champion of the world. Champ, how does it feel?
Mo lava whawtai te tumanangi. E ma wera mafusoanga ma Ruiz. Whawtai o maungi malo. New Zealand, thank you.
All right, champ. I'm not going to let you get away that easy. How does it feel?
Yeah. Wow, what a dream come true. No, thank you to Andy Ruiz and his team for coming down and putting on a great, hard fight. We told you guys that Andy Ruiz is a great fighter with a lot of speed and a lot of power, and he showed that tonight. We both put our heart in there. We both fought hard. But like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be champion of the world one day. Here I am.
Joseph, you're only 24 years of age. You've got two countries who back you, support you emotionally and financially. What's it like to cope with that pressure at such a young age?
Hey, what a great feeling it was to come in here and represent Samoa, New Zealand, put on a great performance. And I'd like to thank all the sponsors who jumped on board to make this possible, to make this happen in New Zealand. Thank you to Duco Events for all the hard work, Burger King, Mad Butcher. Thank you to my trainer, Kevin Barry, for all our hard work. And $2 whoppers on me.
KB, I think the early rounds went to Ruiz Jr. Obviously, you had to say a lot to Joseph to get him back on his game. He didn't seem to have the rhythm early on. What did you say in the corner?
I just told him to stick to the game plan, you know, not start to follow Andy's, just do what we were planning on doing. You know, this is a tremendous performance. He had to dig really deep, and Andy Ruiz is a champion, and I think these guys will fight again.
Mate, in the 3 years that he's been with Joseph Parker, at the start of this year, we're in Samoa. Did you expect by the end of the year you're going to have the WBO World Heavyweight Champion?
No, but it's, you know, dreams can come true. Joe's a really hard worker and he deserves everything that he gets, you know, so I'm so proud of this young man, and I'm proud of all those who have supported us in the last 4 years. There's been a lot of people that have actually helped this, achieve this journey.
Can you give us some insights of what happens next with this bout and Joseph Parker, your man in the stable?
Well, I tell you what, those decisions will come down to Mr. Higgins here. He'll be able to tell you what we're going to do with the belt, but I can tell you this, Joseph Parker's going to have a break because he really deserves some time off.
David Higgins, just one question to you as the man from Duco who's made this all possible. You had a dream, you had a vision, and it's come to reality tonight. What do you have to say about that?
I would say it's Joseph Parker, his parents, his family, his trainer. It's the fans who paid for the pay-per-view. They contributed. The ones who stole it certainly didn't. But it's all of us, the contributors. So what I have to say is we made it, we did it.
And Joseph Parker, everyone did it on the back of you. Those big shoulders for a 24-year-old young man who just has so many expectations and pressures, and you did it so well. The final words for the WBO Heavyweight Champion of the World, Joseph Parker.
Hey, thank you to my team. Thank you to the PM, Samoa and New Zealand for being here today. Let's celebrate New Zealand. We did it. Love you all. Thank you.
Here is your champion, Joseph Parker.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to present you WBO Heavyweight Champion of the World, Joseph Parker!
So the dream has been realized by Joseph Parker. He is the WBO Heavyweight Champion of the world. There is so much to talk about. Stay with us as the celebrations continue inside Vector Arena. We'll get the thoughts of Lightning Mike Angove and Colonel Bob Sheridan, and also Monty meet them. But there he is, the champ. It sounds good, doesn't it? Stay with us. There's more live from Auckland.
Always has my back. You are awesome supporters. And I need you to support me now.
Oh my gosh, we have you, Joe.
Whatever you need. Whatever you need. Okay, cool. Well, you know how you said 2 whoppers is going to be a problem. Well, if I win, we should do 2 whoppers.
If you win?
Yeah.
Okay, Joe. We'll do it.
For you. My man. My man. Woo! Hey. So guys.
$2 Whoppers are back for the biggest fight of Joe's life, the WBO World Heavyweight title. Only a Burger King and only if Joe wins. Go, Joe!
Vector Arena in Auckland is still buzzing with the fact that Joseph Parker, the 24-year-old New Zealand-born Samoan, is now a world heavyweight champion, having just won the WBO belt from Andy Ruiz Jr. over 12 rounds. One judge calling the draw, and the other two 115, 113 in a majority decision. Although in the early stages, it looked very much like Andy Ruiz was going to walk away with it as he was on the front foot all the way through. Why don't we get the thoughts of our commentators, Lightning Mike Ango, and also the Colonel, who called his 1006th world title fight. Was it really what you expected from Joseph Parker, Colonel?
Well, I'll tell you this, Stephen, I thought that he was sensational tonight. He let the early rounds slide by, and I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Joseph Parker, Kevin Barry, the entire Parker family. They're wonderful people. And I'd also like to thank everybody at Sky TV for giving me the opportunity. This was a thrill for me. And Mike, working with you all these fights leading up to this was a huge thrill for us.
Well, no doubt the whole country will celebrate. It was indeed an extremely close fight. Some of those rounds were so evenly split. I think Joseph Parker, he showed he could stick to a game plan tonight, but I do believe if he's going to go up and step up against the big boys in the division, he needs to find another notch as well. Great victory for him, very close. Inevitably, there'll be some criticism because it was so close, but I can't help but agree with the judge's decision. One round either way is what did it, and Joseph Parker is now the heavyweight champion of the world, and some very lucrative bouts ahead of him.
Well, you know, you say that, and, you know, there are some nights that things don't go all your way, but it went his way enough. I had it scored the way two judges did. I knew it was close because there were a couple of rounds that I thought the judges would be split on. And so you had it the same way one judge had it. I had it the way another judge had it. So all in all, we all saw it about the same way. Joseph wins the fight. Most important, it was a historic night of boxing. New Zealand has its first heavyweight championship fight, and New Zealand has a heavyweight champion fighter. So again, thanks to everybody, and now Mike, thanks again to working for you, and let's send this back upstairs to my good friend Stephen McIver.
Gentlemen, always a pleasure, and thank you for the fine work, because we know there's more on the horizon, don't we, Monty Beetham? Although I'll be blunt with you, those first 4 or 5 rounds I was going, Joseph's going backwards fast. This is not looking good.
Oh, look, I spoke about it before in the IV after the fight. I said Abel Sanchez is a wonderful coach, and the fact that he was only under his tutelage for 6.5 weeks was one day more. That perhaps could have been the difference out there tonight. Nothing split these two men. They were both desperate for it, and I was standing by when I saw the look in both eyes when they were waiting for their call to be announced, and they were saying, please, 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 and the look of hope on either fighter's face. It was a hard moment to see.
The way Andy Ruiz counterpunched and came back quickly when he got thrashed by a couple of Joseph Parker rips and that lovely jab, I was really surprised how nimble he was. I did think back to Bob Arum saying he's got very, very quick hands like Ali in his prime. He was quick.
You thought back to that, so did I. The fact that I thought that Bob Arum, the legend, was probably not on the money with that call, but definitely you could see early on, even just with some of the out-and-out speed that Ruiz possesses, he caught Joe with the single jabs straight off the bat, but he did tire later on in the rounds. Obviously done a wonderful job to lose their weight and get fit over in Big Bear, but Joseph finished a little bit stronger, and it was only that little bit of difference within the fight.
Mentally, though, he's going to, as the guys downstairs said, he's going to have to come to a different level, because this was a different level. He started slowly, and yes, it was a game plan, but it almost got away on him.
Look, the two big fights so far for Joseph is Takam and is also Ruiz, which is the biggest fight of all, the WBO World Heavyweight title. But in both fights, he started slow. In the first fight against Takam, I thought he showed great character to come back and really do a good job. Today, I wasn't sure if he was going to come back, but he slowly picked it back. He got back to what works for him, which was his jab. Once again, the corner worked superbly, and Kevin Barry gave him the right tools and instruments to go out there and do the job.
You have to be honest, that Joseph Parker jab, when it's on, it's one of the quickest and most vicious jabs you can see, isn't it?
When you talk about Ali and the speed that Ruiz possesses, when Joe starts bouncing on his toes and he's flicking out that jab, showing such speed and such, it's like a sledgehammer. It's beautiful to watch, and that's what got him back into this bout.
I actually don't think it's sunk in that he's the world champion with the WBO belt right now. Yes, he said thanks New Zealand, thanks everybody. I think he's still going, have I actually done this? He looks very, very relaxed. I expected to be jumping backflips.
I think relieved. I did see his lip quiver just before they announced him as a WBO World Heavyweight Champion. He wasn't sure, and both fighters were the same. They hoped that they did enough. They both put on a good display in terms of a contest. But Joseph Parker is the one that's victorious tonight.
And yes, he does deserve a rest. For the last 2 years, Kevin Barry has been working what they call old school and making him fight, what, 5, maybe 6 fights a year. But now, and you walked up to me and said, great result, but now, quotes Monty Beetham, he is the hunted.
Yes, he's going to be the hunted right now. Obviously, he's one of the title holders, one of the 4 main title holder organisations out there in the world. So he's going to be the one that people are going to look to and think, that's the one I am going to target. But in saying that, now he gets the lion's share of defending the belt, and he becomes financially a very rich young man, and deservingly so.
Joseph Parker, the smile and the belt in his hand, and just receiving the congratulations of the staff here at Vector Arena. There are our camera squad. He's going to try and take him all the way into the dressing room, because he did it at the beginning though. He gave us the rock eyebrow. Look at me, Mum. Look at me, Dad. Look, I've got a WBO heavyweight belt in my hands. How cool is that? I love the line, mate. Monty, great work in the ring, can I say? The Masterling College line, and that was brought up after one of his visits. An old teacher brought it up, didn't it?
Oh, that's right. We've actually seen it go through social media. Someone posted online the photo of that in the Facebook, in the yearbook, sort of saying that's one of his goals was to go to the Olympics. Obviously, he didn't make that happen, but he was able to be the WBO heavyweight champion of the world. Look at that, bling, bling, just sitting there.
Right next to a banana.
That is going to take pride in place on the mantle, no doubt about it.
And now you can think about Mum and Dad, who have sacrificed so much for themselves, not coming from a wealthy family at all, from good old South Auckland, and their son has just rocked the world, and now he can, you know, it is that way. Mum and Dad will be looked after as well. And that would be his first thought. I had a chat with him 2 years ago and said, I want to buy Mum and Dad a house.
Oh, well, he can. He'll probably buy them 7 houses, even here in Auckland. That's right. They're probably allowed here in Auckland. But
did he really make that much?
Salah and Dempsey, they've worked 2 jobs sometimes to foot the bill, to tick up the visa bill, to get him overseas, to represent his country, to help along the way, to become a pugilist star. And now look at him now.
Tyler Barry there, who is basically his roomie with his father Kevin, and he lives at the Kevin Barry household. Oh, is that the money in it? Is that the cash? I was just wondering. Oh, there's the cash. Oh no, that's the belt. Right, that's the box belt. Well, look, it was a good idea to think there might have had the cash in it. There you go, son. There's the cash. Well done, folks. There it is. On behalf of Monty Beetham, Lightning Mike Angove, Colonel Bob Sheridan, and all the team, there's only one thing we've got left to say. New Zealand and Samoa, you have a world heavyweight champion, and this story has only just begun.